Live from the Tricky Triangle in Pocono Raceway virtual style, it is the next round of the Next Gen Challenge Series here from Pocono Raceway on LSR TV, the home of sim racing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Cody Wooten. And Cody, we got some awesome racing here, over close to 30 cars ready to battle around the Tricky Triangle that is Pocono Raceway.
Yeah, there is a lot of drivers here for this race, and like you said, the Tricky Triangle, we've been here for now the third week, I believe it is, at Pocono. And I say it over and over again, there's really only one driver that matters to me right now, and that is Tom Quattlebaum. I just love that name, as you refer to it as a hockey name, so I'm hoping for him to get the win here tonight.
Well, he's at the bottom of the barrel right now, sitting in the 22nd position. Qualifying is about to begin here, as there's less than 2 minutes remaining in this practice session here at the field crosses the start-finish line at Pocono Raceway. Let's give you the tell of the tape. This facility is 2.5 miles long. Shades of Daytona or Talladega in size, but it's not a super speedway driving track, Cody.
No, it definitely isn't. This track, it's a beast of its own nature. It doesn't matter where you go. 3 distinct different corners in here. And, it's almost like having, like you said, like Talladega, Daytona, really long straightaways, sweeping turns. It's just a fun experience to come here. We'll see. I hate to say this, and Wesley, you can back it up. If they get spread out, it could lead to a little bit of a boring race just because they're going to get spread out. Let's hope that doesn't happen here tonight. Let's hope there's good action on the track. We know there will be for at least, those first couple of laps.
Well, this practice session is about to come to a commencement here, and we will find out what they're going to do. There's about 30 seconds left to go in practice. Del Osmond is the man at the top of the board. Dustin Ping, Travis Smith, Kendall Levering, and Steve Baker, the top 5. Will Duvall running the cameras and doing producing behind the scenes. Spotting, I'll hang here till about the top of the hour of 10 o'clock at 9:55. I got to prepare for Speed 51 previous broadcast obligations. I keep saying, Cody, you gotta push this back an hour. You gotta try to do this around 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's only an hour. You can still have dinner by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see as they. We love working with this series. Except Race X, they used to be AMA. They've changed name, and it's just been a blast. We've been working with them for, I believe, 2 years now. And, of course, that is slated to continue as we've already got talks in for 2021. Yes, we're in 2020. We're already moving on to 2021 here for the Race X Challenge, our Next Gen Challenge Series, again presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. But we'll definitely see where that goes. I want to point out here that looking at these times with Del Osmond, he's the only one right now with a 51-second time, and it's quite a bit lower in the 51s compared to Steve Baker there. But makes you wonder there, Wesley, did he have some draft? Because draft will be a factor, especially in these long straightaways.
I wonder if he took, a series of Race X took some pity on some of these drivers and gave them an extra 2-minute warning here, because I honestly thought I was saying 30 seconds ago that practice was about to come to an end, and they put another two minutes on the clock, as we're now coming up on the final 30 seconds in this practice session for the Next Gen Challenge Series. As again, we'll get this field ready to go. 2.5 mile, the Tricky Triangle. What turn 4? There is no turn 4 here at Pocono. We're glad you're along for the ride on LSR TV, your home of sim racing. Hey, by the way, don't forget, also on Sunday, I believe that's the next broadcast that LSR TV will have on their broadcast coverage. I'll be live from Georgia, and I'll be joined by Greg Rentz in Washington State for the virtual running of the greatest spectacle in racing. No, the 104th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race will not take place until August the 23rd at the Yard of Bricks in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, there will be a virtual Indianapolis Brickyard 250 that will be on Sunday beginning at 11 Eastern, 10 Central. The big race from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway virtual style. We'll have it for you on your home of sim racing, LSR TV.
Yeah, we definitely will. Looking forward to that one. It looks like Steve Carey, is going to come out on to the track in that number 21 machine with a few other drivers making their way out. Steve Baker, Kendall Lebron going to be coming out as well. Alan Pajari and Brian Snare going to be coming out as well. So several drivers already going to be coming out on to the track. Again, they only have 5 minutes to get around this track, and it's a pretty sizable track. It's plenty of time, but definitely a big track.
So the cars are on the racetrack right now, ready to qualify, led by the number 21 you see on the monitor right now of Steve Carey. The Carey's Designs entry, number 21, coming down the front straightaway. They have less than 5 minutes on the clock to put down a decent time. And honestly, not 2 laps, Cody Wooten. They only have 1 lap around this 2.5 mile.
And that is definitely going to be make it a lot tougher, as you know, it looks like he's on his 2nd lap. But keep in mind, for anyone out there watching that doesn't know how qualifying works, that was his warm-up lap. So this is his actual lap right here. 1 lap makes it very difficult. It does give you more time. You definitely have time if you make a mistake on your warm-up lap to get back out there and go again. But 1 lap, you're putting all your marbles on the table for this one.
1 lap, that's all they get. As here comes Carey, watching him exit off of turn number 3. And he'll roar down the front straightaway, coming to speed here. Crossing the line, we'll find out where he ends up on the scoring ticker. And he'll go officially to P1, setting the bar. 52.674. It's his time, 52.674 on the number 21 of Carey. So he will be the driver that everybody will be gunning for. Here's our next qualifier, and that is the number 88 entry on the racetrack. And I want to say that's the number 88 of Dell Osmond. Dell Osmond.
08 actually of Quattlebaum.
The 08, I'm sorry. Car number 08. Oh, there's my buddy, Tom Quattlebaum Jr. Yeah.
And quickly, every once in a while we have this issue there with those overlays. As you can see, they're stacking on top of each other here. So we have a quick fix for that, as we will just quickly do that. And there you go, like magic, they are fixed here. No, they are fixed, and you can see just in that time is Wimbish going to take a 52.110. Pajari going to take a 52.420. Sizable gap there just between Wimbish and Pajari in 2nd and 3rd. But again, now you see 2 51 second times. So we know there's no draft out here this time because they are out on the track by themselves. So those 51 times that you saw may not have been in draft earlier.
Got about less than 90 seconds left to go in qualifying so far. About 13 cars have taken time. Dell Osmond, the man that has set the bar, 51.93 right now. The time to beat 51.93 set by Steve Baker in the double 55 car. He's in 2nd. Wimbush is 3rd. Pajari, who picked up a win last week, is currently in 4th. And then you've got Canfield, the rest of the field, as they make their way down the clock ticker with Osmond, the man everybody's gunning for. And less than 1 minute remaining in qualifying. They got to make it count here. Under a minute to go. Cody Wooten in turn number 2.
Yeah, he is moving, and he's got to get there quickly. If he can get a time in, he should be able to make it. But can he pop Osmond is the question. That is a pretty fast time for those front 2. I really look forward to seeing how good of a battle we have between, 1st and 2nd place, barring no incidents do happen. What's interesting here is we have 29 drivers and only 13, and I'll make it 14, have taken times. A lot of these guys opting to start at the back of the field. Again, I don't know if I like that call. I like being as front as up in that field as I can. I want that good pit stall. I want to be able to get in and get out. I don't want to have to be stuck fighting these guys at the back.
Yeah, I think you're correct on that, as they're coming up on the final 10 seconds, now taken away at 5. And qualifying is about to come to a close here. And very ironically, Cody, a lot of drivers did not take advantage of qualifying. A lot, maybe about 16 of the 32 cars did not take time.
Yeah, very interesting call to not take time. Again, I think I would have. But then again, Wesley, we're in the booth. They're on the track. They may know something we don't know. I highly think that's unlikely because we're geniuses up here in the booth. But okay,
Yeah.
so that may be a little exceeded. But all jokes aside, let's jump right into it because I want to get to the pits here. There is that cutting it off. We'll have to apologize for that, but. On row 1 is going to be Del Osborne and Steve Baker, the only two to set 51 second times. Row 2 behind them is going to be John Wimbish and Ellen Pajari.
Row number 3, Chris Canfield and Dustin German. Making up row number 4, Kendall Leveren, Dustin Ping. And that makes up those top 8 starting positions.
And 9th and 10th going to go to Steve Carey and Chris Wood. And Chris Medford going to be 11th. 12th is going to be Brandon Medford. So I'm not sure the relation there, but they're going to be 11th and 12th starting right next to each other.
The rest of the field getting ready to line up alongside here is it's going to beat Jason Walters. He'll start in row 7 inside 13. Tom Quattlebaum, my hockey name guy in the 008 entry. He'll start 14th. Brian Snare 15th, and Mr. Green, he'll fire off 16th.
And 17th going to be Roy Hyde, right next to the 18th place car. Then number 95 of Travis Smith, followed by 19th and 20th going to be Brian Littleton in the 80 and Brian Miskell Jr. in that 33 machine in 20th.
Well, rest of the field includes Walter McKeegan in the number 4 car, Damian Cox in 57, Gordon Larson Jr. He'll start 24th in the 01.
And of course, then you got Matthew McKeon. Oh, is that right? Damon Cox, Gordon Larson Jr. Looks like I may have repeated.
I said all those names. Josh Cottle.
Yeah, Josh Cottle in there as well.
Wasaki, is that it? Wasaki?
I believe that is right, Wasaki. So we'll let you see the rest of those on the screen there. Talking about Doug Wasaki there for a little bit. He is from the United States. I'm not gonna lie, when I think of that last name, I think of some kind of sushi roll. So I don't know about you, Wesley, but now I'm a little hungry as well.
Yes, I am hungry as well. I just found out that I saved a bunch of money on my car insurance, and it wasn't Geico. It was from National General, and they're doing something to help out help out the COVID customers. So thank you for that. I just got an alert on my phone, so that's why I had a squirrel moment there.
Well, there you go.
60 laps. Yes, sir. Saving a little bit of money, especially during these tough times. And we hope you are enjoying this broadcast on LSR TV. It's a diversion with things that are going on in our country. Slowly but surely, Cody, the world's starting to get a little bit better. Things are starting to open back up, and people are starting to come back to reality again.
They are indeed. Of course, I never lived in reality anyway, so.
I don't think, well, that's about to say that, yeah. Except for people like Cody Wooten, he's never in reality.
Yeah, we live in our own little worlds here. We are surrounded by electronics, but here we go. Again, you're going to get some jokes out of us here tonight. It's just inevitable. The green flag is showing there, but it's not officially out yet. As it will be here momentarily. The lights are off.
Right.
Pace truck dives in, and you can see the green flag there, not quite waving. There he goes, waving it with all his might. Barney the green flag is racing, and now you will start to see those gaps fill in. Well, you would if I had it on the right setting. Anyway, there we go. Now we got some gaps on the screen, as they're going to stay side by side going into turn number 1. If they stay like this.
Quite a story about Barney the flagman, as well, as you told me a couple of weeks ago, definitely. So we're underway. Let's see if they can play nice. They all roll off the first turn down the back straightaway. It's a super speedway without being a super speedway. As they go to the back stretch, it's Baker leading the way. Osborne, Wimbish, 1, 2, and 3. It's Cheerwine time in third off the corner. That
Cheerwine getting a little loose there too in that 56 machine, as he's going to try to maybe look to the inside of that 88 of Dale Osborne, but doesn't do anything. It's a little wider of it. You know, you talk about this track, Wesley. It's not a super speedway. It is a super speedway. It's crazy. It's insane. It's only 3 corners. It's a tricky triangle. 60 lap here. When do you start to make your move to the front if you're in the back right now, like some of these guys?
Yeah, I'm wondering, probably it's going to be around lap 40. I mean, obviously you want to start creeping your way already in the early going to this thing, as we're only on lap number 2 of 60. But I would say probably after halfway to lap 40, you hit the go button. It's time to power to the front. But I would also say you do not need to be in hindsight of losing the pack, because this track does have its history of sometimes having those boring green flag runs that you referred to coming on the air, Cody. We don't want to see that happen, obviously, but we don't want to see a wreck fest in general. But right now, they play nice off the corner, exiting what, turn 4, turn 3 here at Pocono at the tricky triangle to the stripe. Baker, Wimbush, Osborne, Canfield, and German, the top 5 as they roar back to speed into turn 1.
Yeah, and we're going to go deep in this field, all the way back to Damon Cox back there in the 57, the 6 of Eric Blunt back there. These guys are putting on a little show back here as well, and that's number 57, Miller High Life, and we won't mention the sponsor on that other car in front of him. But those two putting on a good battle there. Looks like that is the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. That's just in front of him.
We are the fan of the little blue pill, for those that need it. Sometimes the Viagra car, there was a time that Viagra was in the Cup Series. We had to say it on the announcer roster, so I'll say Viagra car. The number 6, it reminds me of the colors of when Mark Martin was in that car as they come off the corner.
Indeed, he was driving the car.
Don't lose it, Cody.
he did a good job too. You know, I think Mark Martin was probably one of the underrated drivers there. A lot of people cheered for him, and a lot of people didn't. But he definitely, I think he was well underrated. He was a good driver. So, and I believe he is fully retired. I know he retired and came back and did a few races here and there, Wesley.
Yeah, but he is officially retired. The driver out of Batesville, Arkansas, he is done. He's not racing anymore. Got a couple of car dealerships and jumps in a couple of times on some analyst TV work, but that's about it. Is Baker, Wimbush, Osborne, German, the top 5 with Canfield. That's the way it stands. By the way, Cody, I'm proud of you last night. You took my 3 a.m. advice. You put some numbers on the sides of the names. I think it's really cool.
I did. It was so late, I remembered it this morning. We wrapped that one up late last night. We figured it was good for the fans as well. See the numbers, see the full name. It definitely helps out. The new overlays we're working on are going to have it in there as well. So let us know on social media, wherever you're at. Definitely let us know if you like the numbers on there. They're helping you out, letting you know the number with the name of the driver if you don't know who they are. As what we do know right now, though, Wesley, is that 55 of Steve Baker's out front, leading this race. And I know Will pointed it out a little bit earlier as he's observing here tonight. He'll be coming in here shortly when you have to leave. There is not a single Toyota in this race.
That's right. Not a single Toyota. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and show you the manufacturing standings as it stands right now on the track here in the early going. There they are, Chevrolets and bow ties and the ovals of Ford, only on the Speedway. No Toyotas in the mix whatsoever. Steve Baker in a Chevrolet, Wimbush in a Ford, Osborne in a Chevrolet, German in a Ford, Canfield in a Chevrolet. Then you have a Chevrolet with Ping, Carly and Levern in Ford in 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th with Mefford and Mefford in 9th and 10th. I'm sorry, all in Chevrolets. And again, great observation, Will Duvall. No Toyotas in the field.
Yeah, it's very interesting there to see. So take your pick, Ford, Chevy. Which one you going here for tonight? You know, unlike the real world counterpart, these guys just pick Ford. Why? Well, I like Ford better. I like the color blue. Whatever. They pick it because they like it. There are no car manufacturer championships or anything like that. Their Ford isn't sponsoring. It is all preference. So it's good to see which ones they like to pick. But we'll see which one comes out on top here in, about 53 laps, 54 laps. As those front four, Wesley, have really taken a little bit of a breakaway from the rest of this pack.
So, Cody, in addition, my son is joining me in the broadcast booth again. He's not going to be announcing much tonight because we're trying to keep this professional for the Next Gen Challenge Series people, but he had a blast with the World of Thunder modified event. What do you think, though, Nathan, from doing a dirt race last night to now, like, seeing NASCAR on television with the race at Pocono?
Pretty good.
It's different, isn't it?
It's different, a whole lot better.
You think it's better? Hey, Cody, he says he thinks it's better. It's better than the dirt.
Well, I think we just kicked him out of the booth. I think he just lost his potential spot here in the booth at LSR TV. But there you have it. Asphalt racing is fun as well, especially when these guys come out and put on a good show for you. And, speaking of a good show, back here, right about 7th, 8th, and 9th, they're still side by side, and that's the number 8 and the 03 that are duking it out between Chris Canfield and Kendall Levron.
Watching this battle as they work their way off the corner here. Another great battle here as we work on lap number 10 coming up. And I have to say, Cody, they've played nice. No caution so far. They've done really good. Practicing social distancing on the virtual racetrack at Pocono.
That they are.
It's all Steve Baker leading.
It is social distancing out here, at least for the front half. We go back here a little ways. They're not practicing it as well back here as they got some little battles going on. Let's see, that is going to be Chris Wood, Brian Littleton, and Cade Green going almost 3 wide there for a split second. But, they're starting to get a little spread out, but there's still little pockets of action in here. I like to throw this in there. It's just my analogy because I like analogies. I like visual things. This track reminds me of a Hot Pocket, and I'm sure everyone out there has always had a Hot Pocket. You get little spots that, where it busts open and it starts to cool. That's where they're spreading out. Then you take that bite in where it hasn't really cooled and it's hot and it's heating up.
And they get ready to come back down the straightaway here. Working now lap number 10. Steve Baker, the man that leads the way. Watch this battle heating up for 13th position here. We're watching now McMeekin and Smith and Wood have a nice little battle for that spot as they work their way off the corner. That's starting to get a little intensified, but they all play nice. Littleton now sticks his nose in that gunfight down the back straightaway as they roar from turn 1 into turn number 2, into a tunnel turn. Then they roar back in off of that corner. Quick little turn off of that turn, off of 2. Then they power their way on another nice little straightaway to the 3rd turn. They'll make their way to what? Turn 4. Turn 3, Meekin is going up to the number 9 position. As you see now, they work off of turn number 3, Cody, and they come powering their way back to speed to the start-finish line.
Yeah, and again, there is no turn 4 here at Pocono. It's a different track as we go back to the front. This battle's starting to heat back up as well. Steve Baker had about a 3/10 lead there, maybe 2/10 at top. It's shrunk as low as a 10th. At some point, it's back up to about 0.5. But again, the battle for the lead, a 3-car battle now. Remember earlier, Wimbish was in there as well, and that cherry wine number 56, but he has since faded off. So talking about fading off here, I'm not sure what the tire wear is, but obviously it's going to be a factor tonight.
Waiting to see what happens, and the question is, when will we see that first caution? And second of all, is when will we see the cars come to pit road? They got to probably run between 30, 35 laps on a green flag run. That's what I'm kind of estimating here, Cody, that they can get around 30, 35, 40s pushing it on a green flag run at Pocono. So probably around 35, lap 30 to 38, I would say you're going to start seeing pit stops if that takes place. We're working lap number 12. of 60 right now. Now, if they play nice, Cody, they could probably make it on one round of pit stops only.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. You know, you talk about your money stop as the caution comes out. So we say they play nice and they prove us wrong. Jimmy, we'll go back, and that is going to be Justin Walters bringing out the caution. So we'll quickly take a look and see what happened. And 3 wide, you would think that would work. It's a wide track, but it did not. And we got cars going into the inside wall.
Yeah, Nathan even said, uh-oh, there you go. Nathan, they're already wrecking Nathan, buddy.
Yep.
So unfortunate.
It was 3 wide for a little bit, then he pushed him into the wall.
Ah, a little more than just one word, Cody.
Oh, and he's right. That was a shove to the outside wall as well. Oh, I'm not sure. We'll take maybe one more look at this here and see if we can get a different view. Possibly look here and there. You see definitely a hard hit and then a second hard hit right there. And that may do it for the 46. We'll just have to keep an eye and see, as we already know, Wesley, they don't have fast repairs here.
That's right. That's exactly right. No fast repairs. You damage your car, and for the most part, your night could be done. So attrition rate, if it is a wreck fest, could definitely be something that happens and ends very, very quickly. We're under caution. Pit stops, could they be coming up? We'll find out in a moment. Back with more coverage of the Next Gen Challenge Series on your home of sim racing, LSR TV from Pocono.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Pit stops, here they come onto pit road. Baker, Osmond, Wimbush, everybody is on the pit road right now. Cody Wooten here in the early going of lap number 14.
They are indeed, as we're going to clear that out real fast and look at their pit time. Here, this will tell us exactly how long they were in their stall, and this will give us a good idea. Whew, 55 goes for a spin.
Almost crashing coming off of pit road. They play nice. And there you go. We're underway here with pit stops coming to an end. Did Matthew McMeekin be the first one off the pit road? I don't know if he got out in first or if he didn't even pit.
I do not believe he came down. Looking at the score unit. No, he did not. We're not showing a time for him, so he stayed out on what be about 10 lap tires, 12 lap tires with the caution. So we'll see. You know, this track, I haven't been on it in quite some time. They frown upon driving with a mouse, but I'm not sure how bad this tire wear is going to be on a restart. Obviously, what we do know, Wesley, is any tire wear, pulling them down and then restarting, there is a potential for him to spin those on the track. So the question is, will he spin them? And if he does, how bad will it be? And how many cars will he take with him from the front?
And I'm understanding, Cody, that he drove through with no stop on McMeekin's car. He drove through pit road, but he didn't stop. Did he overshoot his pit stall? That's the question, as now he drops back onto pit road. Better be safe than sorry. He'll go to the tail end of the field with the cars in the lead lap, but he will come to the pits. And understanding from our spotter, Will Duvall, he overshot his pit stall, and that's the reason why he literally was the first man off of pit road with no pit stop.
Now, that will definitely do it. And, interesting here, I'm going to bring this up. I can't remember what race it was we called not too long ago. But what track was it? Again, you have to look in the archives to find it, but it wasn't too long ago.
Was it Charlotte?
No, it wasn't Charlotte. It was off the wall track. No, this actually was before you came along.
Before my time. Okay.
But we did a race that if you went through the pits, the pit road speed limit was actually faster than the pace road speed limit. So they actually had to monitor to make sure the drivers didn't just drive through and take the lead that way.
Awesome. Okay.
So I'm thinking it was I think it was Long Beach, which is actually a tech track still. And it's not even a actual complete course, but I do believe I read somewhere that they have decided to make plans to complete that track. Again, for all the road course people out there that don't know Long Beach, they've never been on it. It's a tech track here on iRacing that's incomplete, is what it means. The track's there, the fence is there, but all the pretty little stuff on the outside isn't there. And that is a tough track to do because, you know, it's a road course inside of a city, so they can't just, you know, waltz in there and scan it wherever they want.
Right. Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see here. We're still in the early going of this race as we work now lap number 15. They're still going to stay under caution here. Another lap. Another yellow flag. Hey, Cody. Race on Texas. I know we always promote the Lone Star 600, but you guys have got an awesome racing broadcast program coming up to celebrate the Memorial Day holiday this weekend, kicking off tomorrow.
Yes, we definitely do. I believe we have the new Speed Pass. So if you haven't got it yet, and you live in Texas, or you just come down to Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, any surrounding areas, and you frequent a local track here in Texas, Louisiana, make sure you get on iRacing. Get on iRacing. Get on RaceUpTexas.com. Get you the new Speed Pass. It's $40 a month. Half of that money goes directly to the track to support them at the end of the month. So the more people that sign up for the Speed Pass, you get all of our on-demand and all of our live stuff, except for the exclusives, you know, some stuff like TMS, Lone Star 600, bigger events, but all the local stuff at your local track that's live, you get all of that for $40, and we split that with the track 50-50. So you're not only keeping us here to go out and film your local track as a driver or a fan, you're also helping that local track.
Sweet. Pretty cool. Be a fun time for sure. And we're glad you're along for the ride. All on LSR TV for the esports coverage and for the real deal. The real dirt, Nathan. RaceOnTexas.com. Dirt track racing.
It's okay.
That's what we're going to this weekend.
We are?
Well, if you're not going,
I thought we were going to pay.
He talks one more smack about a dirt track. He's going to stay home. What do you think, Cody?
I like it. Keep him at home.
I thought we were going to a pavement track.
We're going to a dirt track, son. Coverage of this big event for the Crate Racing USA Series. Green is in the air, and we are back underway. Let's not get off subject here as they roar down into turn number one. And one of the things I love about the straightaway here at Pocono, Cody Wooten, they can stick it 3, 4, 5, 6 wide if they're brave enough as they roar to one.
They definitely can. As you see right there, well, that's a funny little camera angle, but regardless of that, here we come. This is the straightaway I wanted to get that you were talking about. Look as they come barreling down this straightaway right there. And they are 2 wide. Don't see any 3 wide quite yet, but like you said, you can definitely do it. As there you see, oh, good night.
Oh, no, we got trouble.
Caution is out, and that was pretty ugly from the view I saw. I don't know about you.
That was a nasty wreck.
So take a look here. Dark Side Dave is what it's showing in here, and he may have hit the dark side of the moon after that incident as the 25 gets a little loose.
Oh, wow, both cars into the wall, heavy contact.
Yeah, and you know, we got our good buddies over there at Turn 3 Broadcasting Network. That car is sponsored by, and it looks like Turn 3. Unfortunately, that 25 machine not going to be making it to Turn 3 here at Pocono.
Another yellow flag coming out here. But a tough break.
Definitely a tough break there for the 25 and the 21. 21 machine of Steve Carey had a decently fast machine, but unfortunately won't be left here in the race. Looks like he has packed it up and retired. You just saw there Rick Lick while we're under caution, Wesley. Those cones on the fence. For anyone that doesn't know what those cones are there for, why don't you enlighten them as why those orange cones are hanging out of the fence?
Well, the orange cones is basically a way to help the drivers know that this is where you need to turn. You're closing in on a certain amount of yards. I want to say as you're closing in on 500 yards, you see 5 cones, 400 cones, 4 yards, 4 cones, 300 yards, 3 cones, 200 yards, 2 cones, 100 yards, 1 cone, and then you know you got to dive into the corner. So it's just a safety courtesy for the drivers to let them know when they need to get on the brake to get back safely around in the corners.
Yeah, it definitely is, and you'll see them here in a minute as this track only has 3, 2, and 1, so a little less warning as to when you need to get on to the brakes, possibly get into the corner, and a few drivers going in. No surprise, Wesley, I don't see too many people diving down to pit road, and nobody trying to fake anyone out either. As there you see the cones on the left side of your screen, as you see the 3, the 2, and right there is when they start diving in. Normally under full speed to get around these corners.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see how these things happen as we are still under the yellow flag. I don't see anybody going to the pits, at least in the top 25 at least. Tom Quattlebaum, Wasaki, Britt, Carey, they're all on pit road, exiting off pit road now, but amongst the front of the pack, they're still in the pits as we work our second caution, lap 19. Of 60, coming up on halfway in about another 10 laps of racing, and for the most part, Cody, it's been okay. Everybody's played nice. Sun drop car out in front of Del Osmond.
Definitely, it's been, like you said, for the most part, some clean racing here. You're never gonna have a race in real life or in sim that goes caution free. For the most part, there are times when it does on both sim and real, but very unlikely here. In my humble opinion here, caution-wise, if I go to a 6-lap race, I expect to see 2 or 3 cautions. We'll see how many we have here. If you had to pick an amount that would be suitable for a 60-lap race here, Pocono, what would your count be?
Oh my goodness, man. I guess maybe probably 5 cautions, 4 or 5 cautions maybe.
They definitely, different numbers there, but again, that's what makes it racing. You don't know what's going to happen. And one thing the cautions do, they do 2 things. 1, they're going to thin out the field, but 2, they bunch the field back up. And, as long as they play nice, like you talk about quite a bit, bunching this field back up makes it more entertaining for the fans, as we're about to see the green flag here, not this time by, but the next time as the yellow lights are still on. The more they get the cars bunched up, the more someone like Baker or a German, Levron, have a chance to get by Osmond and take that lead away.
That's exactly right. We'll see what develops here as they'll get ready to come to the line, and they'll get ready to go back for the restart here in just a moment. And actually, I think they're going to keep the pace lights on here. They're going to still stay under. I can't tell if the lights are still on the pace truck. If they're not, I know you're working on that new camera for the pace truck, the pace car lights. I can't tell if the lights are still on or not. So Baker is the man that is in the number 2 spot. And yes, we are still under caution. We're still under caution. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more coverage on LSR TV, your home of sim racing, working under yellow on lap number 20.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
Getting ready to come back for the restart here with LSR TV's coverage from Pocono. It's the Next Gen Challenge Series. You look at the scoring ticker on the upper left of your screen. We've just completed 1/3 of the distance, 20 of 60 laps complete. We're working the restart now. Osborne, Baker, German, and then you have Leveren, Winbush right now, your top 5. Ping, Mefford, Smith, Brandon Mefford. Then you have Wood and Blunt, the top 10 as it stands, as they'll get ready to make their way to the restart. We are going to pause our voices, Cody Wooten and myself, Wesley Outland, for a moment so you can see the awesome production by Will Duvall and company. It's time, virtual style, to feel the thunder of the Next Gen Challenge Series as they come back to green in Pocono. To the cones as they go into the second turn, to 3, to 2, to 1. Hit the brakes, turn ahead, and there they go. Turn 2 off that corner, off the tunnel turn. They come back to speed. Welcome back to Pocono. There's your scoring ticker. Just a moment ago, we're working lap number 23 of 60. And by the way, Cody Wooten is on the broadcast side of things, not only announcing, he is also virtually running the broadcast, running the cameras, the sights, the sounds of virtual LSR TV is being done by him. Battle for 15th place on the racetrack now between Cody, Green, Pajari, Terry. That all heats up, Cody, as they roar back into turn number 1.
It is indeed Green and Terry right there. Putting on a good show for you. We'll keep an eye on the front. They've kind of spread out at the moment. Not a whole lot going on up there to talk about here. Gordon Larson also in a nice little heated battle. They are staying a lot closer than I thought they would, to be honest. I figured they would get pretty spread out, but that has not been the case here tonight.
That's true as they make their way back down the straightaway. It's Osborne leading the way, Baker and German. I'll tell you what, Nathan, we got some pretty good racing here. What do you think?
It's very good.
Yeah, very good. You like it? You like the pavement, right?
Yes.
You like it? Okay, who's you pick to win the race? Who's got the prettiest car?
I need somebody to go up in front.
Well, your producer will do just that. There's your leader car.
The red car.
You
red
like
and
the red car, so he's riding with Steve Baker, Cody. So when we part ways for our Speed 51 broadcast, remember that my son's pick was Steve Baker in the 55 car. So, and Will says bleh to asphalt. Well, no, hey, no, wait a minute. Not making these guys mad in the virtual next gen world. We're loving the virtual pavement race tonight. But we're dirt fans. I love all racing.
Yeah.
Cody, I love all racing, buddy. I love you too, brother. I love all racing.
I want y'all to do a boat racing one time.
Hell, you never know what we got. We might do something, but dirt racing, asphalt racing, whatever it is, it's got 4 wheels and an engine. I go for it. It goes fast. We'll see. Osborne out front. Baker right behind him. German Wimbish and King going to be the top 5 as we got a little bit of a heated battle going on back here. And I want to talk about this, but against the 08 machine. No, that is the 80 machine. I can't read them backwards. That is going to be Brian Littleton right now. Look at the chrome out. These are the spec maps that iRacing has released here. Not too recently, but recently enough to where you can actually have matte black or chrome cars. And just look at the chrome blue and red on that number 80 machine.
Watching them as they make their way off that corner, that number 80 car, that is a beautiful looking machine there as we look at Brian Littleton currently in the 10th position. He's got a killer Hornet's nest behind him as they work their way to the corner with Blunt, Hyde, Bajari, Larson, Green, all there. Bajari to the inside trying to make a move on Blunt's car. Look out, Viagra, as he goes to the corner. No little blue pill needed for Bajari to pound to the inside and make the move off the corner.
No, not at all. He's going to take it to the side, and that's another one of those matte black finishes there for Pajari as he's going to take it to the inside lane, but couldn't quite make the pass on that 6th machine of Eric Blunt. We'll see if he can do it this time by, again, just like dirt racing, you have inside lane, outside lane, and they're using every inch of this track right now to try to, make passes as they're too wide, too deep here. At the moment, we go a little bit closer to the front, just behind your Cherry Wine car. We got the 1 in the 8 machine of just Dustin Ping and Kendall Levron. Those two putting on a little bit of a battle as well.
Watch this battle as they go back to turn 1, but I mentioned again the battle for 11th and 12th with Pajari and Blunt. You got Big Gut in front of Viagra. Sponsor-wise.
Well, let's see there as, again, awesome sponsors on these cars here for the race as we're trying to keep our composure in the booth at the moment. Here is Brandon Medford just ahead.
I just realized it. I just noticed it. Sorry.
Well, yeah, you have to point it out. It's on the track. You can't avoid it. It's going to be seen. You might as well talk about it. Oh, we got a big pile up in front of them. And
what's going the wrong way? Saying, hey, buddy, you're going the wrong way. Everybody's banging, look out.
That is the 8 of Kendall Levron, who we were just talking about, as we're under caution once again. Let's go back and see what happened, as I saw several cars going around. Right there, that was just a hook.
Contact was made. You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see the driver view of the number 8 car with the field coming at him like that. Woo!
Let's do it. Let's go here, and let's go on board with him here. This is the 8 of Kendall Levron, and right there.
Hold your breath. Look at this.
He thinks he's clear, and then this is the, I need a new pair of shorts right now.
Woo! In the virtual world, oh, shnikes.
Definitely, it's like a moment there as he goes around. And again, that is, I'm going to need a new pair of Tony Stewart's shorts there.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you went there. Oh.
Public knowledge, I went there. Speaking
halfway in 2 laps, I think we're going to be after halfway when we get the green flag.
We are indeed, and of course, speaking of Tony Stewart, he will be at my home track here in June 13th, I do believe. They come down pit road for the series that he owns. So looking forward to seeing that As we'll see.
That's right.
You gotta watch that 55 right now of Steve Baker. Last time you remember he came down pit road, he got a little squirmy coming off and almost kicked the car sideways right in front of the field. For
And
him,
I hope he makes it to pit road and doesn't miss his pit stall this time.
yeah, these guys are hoping for flawless stops here. Keep in mind, 30 to 35 laps, this could be a money stop if we don't have any more cautions.
Here they come to their pit stall. Pajari, the most recent one in. Here they go. Steve Baker's in. All the others. Cheerwine car. And Osmond all ready to roll for service. Jack's coming down. First one pulling out. Osmond looks like he might be the man going. Mick Meakin stayed out for the wave around, I'm understanding, as they come roaring out of the pits. Dale Osmond, he came into the pits first, and Cody Wooten, he comes out first in car number 88. Get that man a sun drop, boy. That's the Mountain Dew of the South.
Yeah, that is exactly what he needed to do. Get in, get out, and get, have a flawless stop. He did just that here tonight. As right now they're on the backstretch. They still got to catch the pace truck. So while they catch the pace truck, I think it's a good time for us to catch our breath.
Yes. Osmond, Baker, German will run down the virtual 200-mile-per-hour pace truck here at the 3-turn tricky triangle of Pocono. We'll get ready for a restart. Coming up on the second half of this event, the Next Gen's Challenge Series rolls on with Osmond, Baker, German, Wimbush, and Ping now the top 5. From Pocono Raceway, this is LSR TV, your home of sim racing. Back here at Pocono, the tricky triangle just after the halfway mark here. Cody Wooten, Wesley Outlet, and about to be joined by Will Duvall. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring Will Duvall into the broadcast booth because I'm about 5 minutes away from having to step out and take care of some other broadcast esport obligations. Will, we've had a pretty interesting race so far. You've been spotting in the early going at Pocono.
Yeah, it's been a great race. It's been fun to watch. I mean, I'm more of a dirt guy myself, but as you guys said earlier, if it's got 4 wheels and it's going fast, I'm here.
We're loving it. We're loving it. Getting ready for this restart. Cody Wooten, what's your thoughts of the first half of the races? We are officially now past halfway.
It's been a couple of cautions, but I don't mind that too much. Keeps this field nice and bunched up and on their toes. We'll see how the second half goes. No pun intended there with the drive.
Here we go. Getting ready to roar into the final turn. The lights are off on the pace truck. They will get ready to come for the restart. I'll stick here with you guys for about another 3 minutes. And then Will and Cody will call what turn 4 to the finish of the next gen Challenge Series here tonight. As they get ready to exit off the corner, the pace truck will get ready to come to pit road. All right, Will Duvall, let's give you some practice. They're coming to green. Call the start.
All right, so we got the 88 of Osborne on the pole, coming to near the line, taking the green flag.
Here we go. Back to speed. I love the fact that you can go 4 or 5 lanes, 6 lanes wide in the corner, and they're going to make that work, Cody, as they roar back to speed into turn number 1 with Osborne at the point.
Yeah, it's about out front, followed by Baker, King, Wimbish, and Smith going to be the top 5. Right now, Littleton 14 spots up in the field. Not the biggest gainer at the moment. That is still Eric Blunt, but they are moving along here as it looks like that 5 machine of Alan Pajari, that big gut. He has found a new partner to work with, and that's the number 80 of Brian Littleton. Sorry. But Littleton going to try to work with him here, but here comes that number 6 machine of Eric Blunt. He's going to try to make it 3 wide, and again, somehow they make this work.
If they would put up that scoring ticker, you'd probably be able to keep up with it as they go 4 wide in the middle. That's Blunt, Pajari right there. Big gut Viagra in the middle. The hot dog between the buns as they battle their way into the corner.
They are battling.
Green in that mix again. Come on there, Cody.
We are going here. It's a good little battle going on here. I'm not sure who that is with them. That's the 19 that's in there. Green starting to get into the mix. And, you know, now that we're getting into the closing half of this race, it seems like they've really started to amp things up just a little bit. As we're keeping an eye on these guys, we're also keeping an eye up here, and that is Dustin King in the number 1 machine. He's got company from Wimbish in that cherry wine number 56, as well as Steve Baker in the 55.
This battle continues as they come off of what turn 4. It's Osmond, Baker, Ping, and Wimbush, Littleton, the top 5. Gentlemen, you bring it to the house. Will Duvall, they're back to speed with the leader single file as they go back into turn number 1. Cody, a pleasure as always.
Well, definitely a pleasure. We'll catch you at the next race. And that'll be me and Will Duvall from here on out as we currently are 5 laps into the second half of the race. Osmond out front, Baker in second, Ping, Wimbish, and Littleton going to round out your top 5. Well, we don't typically get to do this, but do you have a pick here for tonight's race win? And you can't pick Osmond. He's already out front.
Well, that's a good point there, but I'm looking over here at the stats, and I'm seeing Cody Terry in 11th position in that 22 car. He's up 19 spots right now. He's had a lot of moving throughout this entire race. I'm looking forward to see if he can make his way up towards the front.
Well, I definitely will look to see if he can. You know, if I'm going to have to pick one myself here, I think I'm going to go with the 80 here of Brian Littleton. I think he's got the shot to go to the front. We'll see if that pans out. So we have our 2 drivers picked for tonight's race win. We are currently on lap 36. We'll be on lap 40 before you know, with about a minute per lap. So it's going to take roughly about an hour, assuming we didn't have any cautions. We did have some cautions, though, here in tonight's event. But we'll see. Got a good battle going on for third position between that 56 and the 1. As always, we like to do it. We'll go back to the 56 and go on board with him for a lap, and we'll see how this battle unfolds. How many more cautions do you think we'll have here tonight, Will?
Oh, you know, we've had believe it's been 4 cautions so far in the first half of the race. I'm looking forward to see the rest of the race kind of clean up a little bit as drivers kind of settle in a little bit and get a little bit more comfortable till probably about 15 laps to go. So I think we're probably going to be all right with about 2 more cautions.
Yeah, definitely. I'm somewhere in there too. I think we'll have a couple more. You know, cautions are absolutely dreadful here at this track. 50 to 51 seconds to get around this track. Normally 2 minutes to get around the track under caution. That is a long time to have to pace around this track. So you definitely don't want to have to pace. If you don't have to, you'd rather race. As we'll see, those front probably 10 drivers have kind of spaced themselves out. You got to go a little ways back here before you start seeing any battles. To Cade Green, Jordan Larson Jr. Oh, as they almost make contact. And then they do make contact.
Yeah, and you see them kind of spreading out now. They come together for a little bit there, but they got it sorted out and spread out. No harm, no foul. So they fall back in single file.
And that was the 33 of Brian Miskell Jr. And that Dirty Mo Chevrolet. He's going to get the worst end of the deal. Again, they both keep it going. Like you said, no harm, no foul. Was just a little bit of roughing up back here in the back of the field, back in 19th position. But up towards the front, that battle's starting to heat up once again between Dustin Peaton and Steve Baker. Baker not being able to really pull away like he was earlier in this race. But Del Osborne, I really think, has a winning car. He just needs to keep it clean and stay out of trouble. The question is, we established pit stops 30 to 35 laps. If we don't see another caution, would you come back down pit road if we didn't have a caution for tires, even if you didn't need fuel?
I think if it were me and I were out front, I'd probably chance it and push it out as long as I can. But if I were running about 5th place or further on back, I'd be watching to see what the leaders do. If it looks like the leaders are going to start falling off the pace a little bit from their tire wear or anything like that, or you see them decide to dive down pit road, I'd probably follow them in, make sure I got fresh tires, and try to get that jump on them.
Well, definitely would be a good idea to hang it out there as long as you can. These guys are going to do that, I'm sure. As of right now, anyway, just to let everyone know, you can see it there on your screen. Steve Perry is out of this race. Darkside Dave out of the race. Justin Walters out of it, and that is it. There are a couple of drivers in the pits. Chris Medford not in the pits, but he is multiple laps down, as well as Matthew McKeon and Dustin German 1 and 2 laps down.
Yeah, these guys got a long ways to go if they want to be in the shot of getting up there back towards the front. Have to hope for a caution, maybe a wave around or something. Stay out when everybody else is pitting in order to get back up there. But doesn't leave a whole lot of time left in the race for them to be able to make spots back up.
No, it's not. We have 20 laps to go in this race. We have completed 2/3 of the event here, and just to look at the time that we've actually been here, we've been racing for 48 minutes, so pretty good time overall, considering things. Again, we've had those couple of cautions, but 41 laps or 40 laps completed for 49 minutes, so we're about 10 minutes behind what you would think it would be if it went caution free. That's not bad here for Pocono, as clean as they've been racing.
No, it's not bad at all, I must say. It's been pretty steady racing. Of course, you know, I come from the dirt side of things, so I'm not real used to the way asphalt runs. I'm used to seeing, you know, quick races, 30 laps out there, 15 seconds a lap at some of our longest tracks. So you get out here and you see 60 laps of, you know, 1 minute laps. It's a little bit longer than what I'm used to there.
Yeah, I know. Of course, just last night running 75 laps still took less than this race to take because, of course, it is a lot shorter track. So it takes less time as Brian Littleton trying to get by Dustin Ping. He does complete that pass. He'll move up 1 more spot. He is not the biggest mover with Brian Littleton, 15 spots gained. He, however, is the highest mover at the front of the field. He's the highest position that's gained the most. So he's in 4th, and he's gained 15. If you want to go further back in the field, you mentioned him earlier in chat, that is going to be Eric Blunt. He has 19 spots gained. However, he's in 8th place, so he still needs to pick up a few more spots if he wants to get by Brian Littleton, who actually just got by John Winbish as well. So it makes you wonder, you know, I picked him there. I said Brian Littleton in the 80. Does he have something for these guys? He's only got 2 more spots to go before he's at the front of this field.
Yes, he does, and he's put on one heck of a show tonight. Starting all the way back, and I believe it was 19th position, and raced his way up into 3rd. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially in such a long race. Running pit strategies and everything have really worked out in his favor.
Yeah, it definitely is. So we'll see if he can put it into victory lane a little bit later on tonight. As Osbon's still out front here, and very quickly we're going to be working lap number 45 here momentarily, and so we'll see just how it goes. They're starting to get that spread out just a little bit. We still got these battle right here. I'm a little scared if I would be that 56th of John Winbish, as he's starting to fade here on the longer runs. He did that in the last longer run as well. The longer we went, the more that car faded on him, and he fell back through the field. You know, you really want your car to do the opposite of that here on an asphalt race or dirt race. You want it to come to life later in the race, not fade away.
You're exactly correct, and I almost got to wonder if he's running a different tire pressure than what most drivers out here are running. Maybe a little bit higher tire pressure, giving a little bit high racing the way their tire model is. Their higher tire pressure will give them more grip, not what you normally see in real life, but higher tire pressure will give them more grip, which could also cause their tires to wear faster, as it allows them to get a little bit more coming out of the corner, a little bit more speed, which heats those tires up a lot more.
Yeah, definitely, and I do believe these are open setups here, so these guys have to practice. Hence, you know, we come in here, when we come in to watch, before we go live, there's an hour practice. There's also an hour or so practice before that one in another session, another lobby. So they have plenty of time to really get these cars dialed in. And again, I do believe they're open sets. If not, either way, they need to practice with them the best they can and make things happen. As you see right here, this is bad news if these tires start getting worn out, when you see these 2 and 3 wide battles still going on. The longer you run, the more the tires get worn out, and you start, you know, making these moves that you could make 20 laps ago, you may not be able to make now, and that's when we're going to see those cautions start to roll their ugly little head up again, as when stuff like that does happen.
That they do, and I'm looking up here towards the front of the field. I'm looking at 4 cars in the top 10 right now that have made some really big moves. In the top 5 alone, we've got Brian Littleton's moved up 16 spots, Smith up 14, Hyde up 12, and that is your 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And in 6th place, we've got Eric Blunt, now up 21 spots. We were talking about him earlier.
Yeah, he is definitely moving through this field as quickly as he can. And then number 6 machine is on his inside throw. That's going to be Roy Hyde, and Roy Hyde's going to think better of that, as he's going to duck back behind him. Can't quite complete that pass, as you know, we have a couple of drivers that are coming out of the pits. That is going to be Josh Connell is coming out of the pits, or the pits, in that number 9. Just do Air Jordan's number 6 machine. So unfortunate for him, but Littleton going to potentially have some company here from Travis Smith in the 95 and the 80 battling now. As you know, it's I talked about Littleton here. He had a fast car. It seems like he powered his way through this field wheel, hit those front 2 cars, and then almost hit a brick wall trying to get by them.
Yeah, those front 2 out there, Dale Osborne and Steve Baker, those 2 have been 1 and 2 the entire race, putting on a great show. definitely showing their muster out here and their muscle. They definitely know what they're doing here at Pocono.
Yeah, they definitely do. As again, the 55 that is SRTV on it, and for Steve Baker, and the sun drop of Dale Osborne. And I know we got chat lighting up for Osborne. I believe somebody's saying in there that he actually got a trophy or something like that. So awesome if he got a real life trophy as well. Again, just skimming through social media there just a little bit with Steve Baker trying to make a pass to the inside on the 88 of Osborne. Again, this is kind of go time here. We're coming up right now. We're at 12 to go. We'll be 10 laps to go here before you know it, Will.
Yeah, and this is the time you're going to see drivers really pushing hard and trying to get up there. As we got Brian Littleton now up to third.
And Littleton gonna go ahead and he's gonna sneak second as well. So a two for one, which apparently is just as good in racing as it is for pancakes at IHOP. So he'll take over the second position. The question is, will my pick be able to run down that 55 machine of Steve Baker? It's going to be very tough to do. Baker's been fast all night long. I do want to point out here that if you look in the top 10 right now, they are all Chevrolets except for 2 Fords in the race. And, I'm a Chevrolet bow tie guy myself, so I'm hoping that Ford is not first on race day here tonight.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I am a Chevy guy through and through. General Motors is where my roots are at. So I'm pulling for those Chevys as well. Even though, yes, I did say I'm looking at Eric Blunt to see whether or not he can pull it off. He is the only Ford in the top 5 right now. 1 of 2 in the top 10. Do you think those guys have the ability to show that Ford maybe they can't hold up there with the Chevys?
Well, it'll be a tough task. The question is he going to be able to do it? Again, tough task indeed, coming from 5th place. And, 5th place, you think that's not that far back, but he's just now crossing the line right there. This is the lead pack. There's a good shot. That is a huge gap. If you were driving down on the freeway, you wouldn't think that's as big of a gap. But here on the racetrack right there, you'll see, potentially we'll see him here in just a moment. As TV angle's not going to let us. Here you go. Here's a good shot. This long straight. There's your leaders coming out. Front 4. Now, well, that's going to go. But that was 5th place. You're just now seeing him on the screen. So that is a pretty sizable gap if you want to overcome that. But again, caution could come out. Anything could happen. It's not completely unforeseen. I think it could be done potentially.
Right, and it's not over till it's over. I'm sitting here looking at the lap times right now, and Eric Blunt is actually running about a 10th off the pace compared to the leaders, and I'm seeing a big tire wear difference here as the drivers are running almost 3 seconds, some of them a little bit over 3 seconds slower than their quickest lap time here tonight right now.
Yeah, and if those tires wear too much, it is a fact in here that yes, you can wear a tire down enough that it would simulate blowing a tire. And I've seen it happen maybe 2 times, period. I don't think it's going to be an issue here tonight. But if somebody blows a tire, it is going to be catastrophic, as it would definitely send them into the outside wall. As Steve Baker going to take 2nd place, Travis Smith is going to take the lead here just like that, putting Littleton in 3rd. But, I'm not certain at this point that Blunt's going to be able to do it, but I'm not certain as who's going to get this win. Baker's been dominant all night long, but right now, Smith, Littleton, and Osborne, Osborne actually been more dominant here than Baker, but those 4 really have a good shot at getting this win here tonight.
They do, and I'm looking right now as Steve Baker and Osborne are starting to fall off the pace a little bit. Looks to me like there's a lot of tire wear as Baker manages to take 2nd back over. Dale Osborne fell clear back to 4th place. He's lost 3 spots since the start of this race, and it's all happened here recently.
Yeah, and one thing that makes you wonder is, tire wear is bad enough as it is here at this track, but how much did they wear these tires out trying to get to the front? Particularly someone like Brian Littleton, who really worked his way through this field, so his tires are probably shot at this point. He doesn't have a whole lot left on him, I wouldn't imagine. Travis Smith, he's in the same boat kind of here. He is 17 spots good from where he started, so keep in mind he started back around 16th, 17th place. He's up to the front right now. So that's going to be interesting to see how he wore those tires out getting to the front in this last run, which has been about 30 laps or so, about 28 laps. So I'll really be interested to see just how worn out those tires are.
I would have to agree with you on that. I think Travis Smith might have been holding out till the end. As you sit there and look at it, he is currently up by just over half a second at 0.6 of a second. The last lap that he turned, he was 0.4 of a second faster than Brian Littleton.
Yeah, and both of them now, if Littleton does get by Steve Baker, your front two are 17 spots to the good. They have gained 17 spots, but again, he may not be our winner here tonight, but that is going to be that sixth machine of Eric Blunt. He is currently 22 spots gained here, so if they had a hard charger, I'm not sure if they do, but he definitely would be in the hot seat for that in that number 6 machine. Not only is he would be the hard charger, the person who's gained the most spots, he's also the front running forward here tonight.
Yes, he is, and as we looked at it, he's gained, as you said, 22 spots. Now, there were 29 cars that could put in a time and qualify, or that showed up to race. Now, we had a lot of them not qualify, as you and Wesley mentioned earlier in the race. I'm almost wondering if this is what we're looking at here. They didn't qualify so they could run at the back and try to save their tires.
And they very well could have, and indeed, as we're going to be coming up right now, we have 5 laps to go in the race. What we're going to watch here for the most part is going to be this battle. We'll watch a few others here and there, but this is Caravan on the side of that 95 machine leading the 80 machine by what was 0.5, now 0.3, so 0.5, and in one lap it dropped to 0.3. So I really think Littleton is falling. He fell back there a little bit, but I think he was conserving just a little bit more to make a final run here, as we now have 4 laps to go.
It definitely does look like that might have been what he was doing, and fuel strategy could be coming into play here as well, as they've been green for quite a while now, and we haven't seen a lot of these drivers up here in the front run a pit stop. We were talking earlier if we thought they might have to pit. They're out there running right now. Like you said, we saw Littleton fall back a little bit, and now he's up there in the front. Maybe he was back there conserving his fuel, and he might be running a little bit less than Travis Smith, so that he could get a nice run there at the end with a little bit less weight.
Yeah, he very well could have, as he is right there, 0.100. Now it's going to be 0.08. Now back to 1/10 away. He is right there on the bumper as they come up to get 2 laps to go. Right there is turn 3. What turn 4? As they come down the straightaway, it's going to be a drag race, but it is going to be the 95 that leads that lap, and I don't think he's going to lead anymore. 18 spots gained now, 16 for Smith, as Littleton takes the lead here with 3 laps to go at Pocono.
You are absolutely correct, and I saw the 95 car right there coming down the front straightaway, let off the gas a lot earlier than the 80 car of Littleton coming down the front straightaway to enter turn 1. I got to wonder if Smith is starting to feel a little bit in his tires as he entered that turn number 1 a lot wider. Now coming out of turn number 2 right there.
And looks like, I'm looking at that 95, right at the moment, he is cold crickling this thing. He is driving the wheels off of it. trying to get back up to Littleton. He's got very few laps to do it. As right here they have now 2 laps to go. As Barney the flagman holding the white and the checkered together. That is if he did anything to the flag stand. As he is virtually holding 2 flags in the air. So the question is, can Travis Smith get back by Littleton? He's got 2 laps to do it.
You know, I think you might have it left to do it, but I just don't know that he has the tires left to do it. It looks like Littleton is not having to put nearly as much wheel into the car in order to make it around those turns, as his tires seem to be a lot better condition than Smith's.
Yeah, and you know, we talk a little bit, but we haven't talked about it too much. When these tires wear, you can really put these cars into the outside wall coming out of these corners. So both drivers have to be aware of that. And we'll see if the flagman gives him the white flag. He's not going to wave it here tonight, but the white flag is in the air here for the race. And so it's 1 lap to go. That is all that Littleton needs to do to hang on to the win here tonight at Pocono. Smith has other plans. The question is, will his plans become a reality here tonight?
I don't believe Smith is going to be able to get around Littleton. It looked like he got loose coming out of turn 2 there, maybe pushed a little bit hard and gave the wall a little nudge. It's Littleton runs off with it now coming through turn 3. Or turn 2, forgive me.
Coming out of turn 2, going down what is basically a back stretch into the final turn 3, because of course there is no turn 4. And right there will do it. Littleton gonna pick up the win here tonight at Pocono by about 5/10. Yes, a little over 5/10. As that will do it for the racing action. Everyone else going to come across the line. Is unfortunate for some of these guys not finishing the nights they wanted to. But currently 19 of the 29 cars on the lead lap, so not a bad night for the majority of the field.
Not a bad night at all. We saw some really good races, some pretty clean racing for the most part, only a handful of cautions here. Our second half of the race, not 1 caution. Turned out to be a really good race there at the end.
It did. First half, a few cautions, like you said. Second half, caution-free. As the 80 will go park it in its victory lane with this Michelob Ultra number 80 machine. We'll watch him do some celebrating as while he does that. We'll step away here for just a minute. When we come back, we'll go through your official results, or unofficial results, we should say, and your post-race show coming up next. All right, we are back live here for your Clan Wars server post-race show. A few cautions in the beginning, and then we go caution-free for the. And it was a good second half of the race. That being said, it's time to quickly run through your race results. Here's we'll bring them up on to the screen here for you for the Race X Next Gen Challenge Series presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. Is your top 10 here tonight going to be Brian Littleton, Travis Smith, Dale Osbon, Steve Baker, Eric Blunt, Alan Pajari, John Wimbish, Dustin King, Roy Hyde, and Tom Quattlebaum Jr. rounding out your 10th position. Will, you got 11th through 20th.
Yeah, coming home in 11th, we've got Brian Snare, 12th, Brandon Mefford, 13th, Gordon Larson, 14th, Cody Terry, 15th, Doug Wasaki, 16th would be Brian Miskell, 17th, Brian Britt, 18th is going to be Chris Canfield, 19th, Kendall Lavron, 20th, Matthew McMeekin, forgive me.
And 20th, actually, it's about 22nd there, but 22nd going to be Josh Connell, 23rd, Dustin German, 24th going to be Cade Green, 25th, Chris Medford, 26th, Chris Wood, 28th going to go to Justin Walters, and 28th is going to go to Dark Side Dave. Here for your finishing results, and showing a little bit different than we're showing in the scoring tower. There, we do apologize for that, as we'll go ahead and get rid of those off your screen. And when we step aside one more time here, we'll come back with your top 3 here in the post-race show. All right, welcome back, race fans, one more time here to the Race X Next Gen Challenge Series, presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing, here for the Clan Wars server post-race show. We have your top 3 drivers. They are not in the booth with us here tonight. We are practicing social distancing, so we are going to have to throw the mic to them down on the track. As you can see, the 80 sitting right there at the end of the flag stand. So we're going to throw it to them here tonight, and we're disobeying all sorts of rules. These stands are packed here tonight. But regardless of that, I believe Will Duvall has caught up with the 88 of Del Osborne here, or Osbon, who finished in the 3rd position.
Yes, I have. I have caught up with the 88 car of Dale Osbon. Put on one heck of a race tonight, led most of it. Coming home in 3rd place tonight. What'd you think of that race? How'd it go for you?
I think it went really well. I had a super strong car, definitely one of the fastest, but I just didn't have the fastest car on the longer runs there. Those two ahead of me definitely did.
Yeah, as we saw you start falling off just a little bit there, nothing majorly, as you were still able to manage to bring home 3rd. What was some of the factors for that? Were your tires starting to wear out a little bit? What was going on with the car there? What do you think it was that was making it, not last as long as the others?
I definitely wore my tires down a little bit, holding off Steve there. But I also just wasn't aggressive enough with my changes. I needed to loosen it up way more on my pit stops, and I was just only taking it up a tick or so at a time. So mostly I just wasn't aggressive enough getting it looser.
Gotcha. It makes a lot of sense. So we got our top 2 up there, managed to come through the field to get up there, and you stayed up there the whole time. What was some of the deciding factors going into tonight? We had a lot of drivers that didn't qualify, and you managed to take the pole position. What made you decide to qualify over not qualifying like many of the others did?
I saw in practice that I had the quickest car for a qualifying run. So I knew I wanted to start up front here because track position is just so big here at Pocono. If you're stuck behind people in that dirty air, you're just not going to get anywhere. So I knew I was going to be able to start up front as long as I could get a good qualifying lap in, so that's why I did it.
Gotcha, absolutely. And so before we sign off and head over to Cody for the other 2 drivers in the top 2, is there anybody you want to thank for tonight?
Yep, I want to thank my family for watching. I want to thank my sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing Company. They're awesome. They just hopped on board recently. I want to thank my teammates, Brian Snare, Dustin Ping. Those were the ones racing here tonight. A few others couldn't make it. One was up in the booth. But I'd also like to thank you guys for broadcasting. You do an awesome job. And thank you for everyone who showed up tonight. Put on an awesome race.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Dale Osborne, ladies and gentlemen, your quickest qualifier, and bring it home in 3rd tonight.
And good a 3rd place finish for him, finishing 16 spots up from where he started, as that would be a non-qualifying driver. Again, qualified, just didn't actually qualify on the track. You get what we mean, people. That is going to be the 95 of Travis Smith. Travis, you come home 2nd place, and what can only be described as one heck of a battle between you and Littleton there in those closing 10 to 5 laps. What was it like there, and what do you think you needed to run it back down after you took the lead?
More right front tire. I knew I was better than him down in turn 1, but he was better than me in the other 2 corners, definitely. But we're teammates, so I knew what he had, he knew what I had, and we kind of run about throw ideas at each other back and forth. And I think we went separate on a couple things there, and I knew that, like I said, I knew he was better, but he got to racing with Dale back there and Steve, and I had an opportunity, and I knew that was my strong part where I got the opportunity at, so I stuck my nose in there and got it. And then I tried to get away from them while they was racing, and I burned it up, and then I about pancaked the wall and down there in the tunnel, and he caught me back. So
well, we got to ask you here, this track is a very, very tricky track. They call it the Tricky Triangle for a reason. Is there a particular corner here, 1, 2, or 3, that you really prefer to set your car up to get good runs on or into, more than the others that you think is giving you the best advantage?
A lot of guys like that turn 3, the flat corner down there, and they like to carry that speed through there to get down the front straightaway, and that's where I was giving up a ton tonight. I could tell I was getting killed down this long straightaway, but I really focused on getting my car better in 1. So when everybody was, flat part in 2 and 3 was better there, I thought if I got a good run through 1, it would carry me down that long back straightaway through the tunnel turn and then kind of equal out in 3. But I got it just about as good as I could get it down there in 1, but it didn't pay off down that long straightaway. That's where GM got me. Ryan Littleton got me off of 3 down there and motored by me down there in turn 1.
Well, overall, 2nd or 1st, you get a 1-2 for the team, and I'm sure that team got some sponsors they need to think that makes that car fast. So who are those here on the side and hood of that car tonight?
Yeah, Dirty Air Racing, all the help that they put into the setup, some time we put in here, and thank them for that. Let's see, Caravan Trailers, Dryden, my family for watching, like Osmond said there, and it takes a little bit of time to do this thing they enjoy it. So that's good that you got somebody like that backing you.
Definitely is. And again, congrats on the second place finish and the 1-2 finish with the team. And speaking of that teammate driving the 80 machine, and for all the fans out there, they already know it. My pick for tonight's race win is the 80 of Brian Littleton, 18 spots up from where he started. Again, a driver not taking a qualifying time. Brian, you put it in victory lane here tonight. You know, I ask every winner this. The question is, I know we're social distancing, but have you been able to catch up with the trophy girls and get that chicken dinner yet?
No, man, not yet.
Well, we're going to have to get with Tyler and tell him he needs to loosen up on the social distancing here at Pocono tonight. But either way, if you don't get the chicken dinner or the trophy girls, you get the pride and the acknowledgement here from the booth anyway, and the fans and all the other drivers that you put it in victory lane at the Tricky Triangle. What was it like out here? Was there a spot that gave you the most trouble?
You know, for me, I think turn one was my weak point. You had asked Travis where he'd set the car up for, and I think he was working on one, and I set it up as best I could for 2 and 3. I think that's where I was making up most of my ground, but definitely one was a little bit of a struggle for me, especially towards the beginning of the run. The farther I got in the run, it seemed to come to me a little bit, or at least it seemed better than the guys that were ahead of me, so I was able to use that to my advantage too.
Well, you definitely used it to your advantage here. You put it in the victory lane tonight. You know, just an outstanding run for you here tonight. Going forward to the next race, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know that Scotian Funds don't have it. Knowing where we're going, I'm thinking we are off for some reason, but we may not be. But either way, going into the next race, after a win, and a win at such a tough track, how much momentum does that give you going to the next race?
Well, I mean, the bonus is this is my home track. I'm from Pennsylvania, so that's pretty cool. This has been a rough couple of weeks for me. This is the first time I've finished a race without any damage on a car. So, I mean, I'm on cloud 9 right now. I'm happy as hell that I got the car to finish the race, let alone get the win. Pulling that into next time, I think we are off next week, but pulling that into the next time we race, hopefully it transfers. I don't necessarily expect to win or anything like that, but hopefully we can bring it home at least in the top 5 or so.
Definitely, we'll be looking to see if we are off. We'll see you the following week after that. But anyone you need to thank here on the car, side of it, front of it, inside the roll cage, wherever you put those sponsor stickers, anyone you need to thank for making that as fast as you were here tonight?
Just like Travis said, Dirty Air Racing, those boys, we all stick our heads together and put these sets together, and looks like tonight this one paid off. A couple of us were on a little bit different cycle, but overall we all did pretty decent. Thank 946 Designs for the paint job. Those guys do an amazing job, so if you're looking for a paint job, hit them up. Travis and Justin do great work. I thank the family for allowing me to do this as much as I do. They put up with a lot, so thanks to them. Thanks to you guys in the booth. You guys are doing a great job. Thanking the admins and everybody that put this stuff together. Without those guys, we wouldn't be doing this. And shout out to the sponsors we got for the series, but I honestly don't know them off the top of my head. Shame on me. But we want to thank them too as well.
Well, definitely congrats on the win, and no worries. We forget them too sometimes. But that being said, we do know the main one here, of course. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Will, any final words before we sign off here for the last race until Sunday, where you will be debuting as your producer role for the first time?
Well, I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tonight was a great race. It's fun watching. Congratulations to Brian Littleton on picking up 18 spots and getting that win. Pleasure watching him. Pleasure being up here in the booth with you at LSR TV.
Hell, it's been a great race indeed. And of course, before we sign off, we need to thank all the sponsors that do it here. We apologize for missing any. But of course, the presenting sponsor here for the Race X Next Gen Challenge Series is presented by Ohio and Indiana Roofing. And of course, on behalf of all the sponsors here on the channel side of things, Clan Wars Servers, the official communication partner of LSR TV, Sawblade.com, Salt Lake on Race on Texas. Should remember them. We're going to be doing them tomorrow. And of course, ETE Reman for all your remanufacturing transmissions. We hope you have a safe and great rest of your Thursday night. That is it for us. We'll see you Sunday morning, not night, Sunday morning at 10:45 a.m. for an Indianapolis 250 100 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the IR18 Indy cars. Until then, we hope you have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you there.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.